each time they talk about it. But if they hurt my heart, they'd hear it say, excuse me, I think I've got a heartache. There's an aching deep inside, and it just won't be denied. Excuse me, I think I've got a heartache, and I'd better say goodbye before I cry. Hurry. It's pride that makes me hide my sorrow. I live a lie in all I do and say. My lips may lie in pain, but bright tomorrow. But if I told the truth, I'd have to say, excuse me, I think I've got a heartache. There's an aching deep inside, and it just won't be denied. Excuse me, I think I've got a heartache, and I'd better say goodbye before I cry. Thank you. For old time's sake, introduce the band. Okay.
10 days.
Yeah, 10 days ago.
Seems like 10 days ago.
It's so cool Sylvia's got a birthday, because now when she goes around to all the clubs, they finally don't have to check her ID to get in anymore. She's of legal age now. I know that was a hassle every time you showed up.
I know, what can I say?
See, I never understand why people get upset that are like in their late 20s, 30s, and they get carded. Like, I would be honored if that happened, you know? So they get all mad at the door when that happens. Yeah. But anyway, this is Rosemary, and I just know Rosemary from like down through the years, but I don't know what kind of bio. It's been a while. But that's Rosemary over there on keyboards.
Yeah.
And over here on fiddle, this guy goes back to our earliest years on the barn dance when we first started, almost 13 years ago. And he's played, you might remember Jim Stafford, who had Spiders and Snakes and My Girl Bill, all those songs in the 70s, and he was in that band for like 9 years. He was in Dolly Parton's band for a while, and he's also a great classical violinist. He plays fiddle and mandolin and guitar and stuff. Mr. Steve Van Gelder on fiddle. And Paul over here. A lot of people don't, he used to be in Strawberry Alarm Clock back around like 1969, and it was Incense and Peppermints, and he was in the movie Beyond the Valley of the Dolls with them, and then he went on to play with Hank Thompson of Six Pack to Go fame, and people like Johnny Rodriguez, and he's got his own CD out now called Weed in the Water. It came out a couple months ago. He's also had songs of his recorded by people like Juice Newton and Highway 101 and Patty Loveless. Mr. Paul Marshall, back on the days. Hey, Steve, all dressed up. Look at that shirt, boy.
I love it.
Neat. Steve, you might remember the Desert Rose Band with Chris Hillman, had all those big hit records all through the 80s. And Steve was in that band from beginning to end for like 9 years or so. And also, first met him back like 1976, and he was in Rick Nelson's Stone Canyon Band back in those days. And he still plays with the Helicasters and Lee Rocker, and for 13 years in a row, he played on all the NBC Academy of Country Music Award shows, and backed up all the big stars, and actually won 3 years the Academy of Country Music Drummer of the Year. Mr. Steve Duncan, the Steve Man on drums. And Harry never fails to amaze over on guitar, because he can play like any style of music there is. He plays jazz, and he plays rhythm and blues and rock and roll, and he goes back east and he actually teaches courses on guitar playing. and stuff like that, and stuff like that. And he goes back. He played on an album by a guy named Dylan O'Brien that came out on RCA. Or was it Capitol? RCA. Anyway, got 5 stars in Rolling Stone. So that's pretty cool. And he was on an album. It's Harry Orlove on guitar. Harry, man. And Marty, I haven't seen him in a week and a half, so his credentials might have gotten longer by now. But I mean, his musical credentials, like, you guys got minds out in the gutter. But he's featured on a new pop band single by a group called Fastball. It came out a couple weeks ago. But he's also on Elton John's latest album. He's on Jules' latest album. He's on Dwight Yoakam's latest album. He's even on Weird Al Yankovic's latest album. And he played on 4 songs on Bruce Springsteen's last studio album that won a Grammy. So that's pretty cool. It's Marty Rifkin over on steel guitar.
Ronnie's right.
If heartaches brought fame in love's crazy game, I'd be a legend in my time. If they get gold statuettes for tears and regrets, I'd be a legend in my time. Oh, but they don't give awards, and there's no praise or fame for a heart that's been broken over love that's in vain. If loneliness meant world acclaim, then everyone would know my name. I'd be a legend in my time. But they don't give awards, and there's no praise or fame for a heart that's been broken over love that's in vain. If loneliness meant world acclaim, then everyone would know my name. I'd be a legend in my time. Thanks, sir.